What's up with my IP family? It's your boy LAPA coming through with another video. You guys already know what it is, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate you guys tuning in and staying to the end, man. Appreciate you. As you can tell by the good old caption, that uña, that thumbnail, YA youngster going to YA couldn't hack it. It's a funny story. The thumbnail would be a little more detailed. But let me go into the story, man. That's always, try to keep youngsters out of this shit. But, from time to time, then, you do see some funny ass shit in there. So I'm going to take you all the way back to Juvenile. This is around 2001. My last couple years there. I got snatched up for a robbery. I was fighting some YA time. And then since I had already been in the halls for the 5 years before that, my files were already, I had 2 files from fights, charges, things like that, right? Removals, meaning like being removed from camp for fighting, things like that. Not removals like prison, but like being removed by the staff. So, I told a little bit of the story before on my last channel, which is not up no more. But I thought I would retell the story because it is a good story. It's a funny story. And this time I go ahead and give you, even though I retell a story, add a few more details because before I was just trying to do short videos. So anywho, got snatched up for a robbery. Go to Unit T or go to Unit Z first. Go to Unit Z. I mean, I was a regular juvenile hall. I hadn't been out that long. As usual, I was out a handful of weeks, if that. And so when I go back to the intake, before they send me to Unit Z, because an intake in juvenile hall back then, it was only 2 units, Unit Z and Unit Y. Those are the 2 in the intake units. And the difference was, if you were like 14, 13 and down, 15 maybe? 15 or something, it was somewhere around that middle cutoff teenage years. They'll send you to Unit Y if you were younger. If you were older, I think 15 and up, they will send you to Unit Z, which is to the left. But every time I go in there, the staff, they already knew me. They're like, man, Manzanares, that's my last name. That's what you're known for anywhere that you're locked up, your last name. They're like, man, you already back? What happened, man? And, I had a few female staff that really cared for me. Not in a sexual way, like, and just like in a good way, you know what I'm saying? Like they wanted to see me do good, and I didn't understand it at the time. My stupid ass was looking at it like, oh, she must like me, like an idiot, because you gotta understand, even though I'm a youngster, I was already fucking messing with older women, or let alone girls my age. So you can't help, as a youngster gang member, you can't help but think, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, I could pull that. Which ended up happening for me at YGC, but that's a story for a different time. Oh shit, that just reminded me. I'm gonna tell that story. So yeah, I make it into Unit Z, chilling with a dinner right there, doing my thing, and eventually they send me to Unit T. Unit T is the high-powered unit, where they only put you in there if you're fighting YA cases and up. Anywhere else, they'll put you in there if you're fighting a year or so. Months, violations, some burglary, some bullshit, right? Anything with like strong arm, violent robberies and up, murder, attempted murder, you go to Unit T. You wear different things. You wear a whole green jumpsuit. At the time, it was a green jumpsuit. And you have shackles that you get everywhere you go to court, everything, you get shackled up. When you're on the regular hall units, you don't get shackled up and you wear all blue. At the time, might have changed, I don't know. So from what I understand, there's a Unit Q now or some shit like that. That shit they didn't exist when I was there. But they used to, little side note, they used to actually give us these fucking booty shorts, man. They used to let us go for exercise. It's called LME. It stands for large muscle exercise. They used to actually let us out for, I want to say like half an hour a day or something like that. And we're out there with the Air Formans, man. I call them the Air Formans. They're black retard fucking strap shoes. Velcro straps, black shoes, ugly as a motherfucker. They're never gonna, even if they gave you brand new ones, those shoes were fucking ugly, you know? But most of the time, honestly, 99% of the time they were used, so they were even uglier and worn out. They give you some, I can't remember, I think black socks maybe? I don't know. But the shorts were yellow, and the shirt, I think, was green. But the shorts is the only thing I remember clearly. Those things, picture in the 1970s, 1980s soccer players, where the shorts were up to fucking damn near showing their balls. Oh, motherfuckers gonna try to show their legs like that, you know? That's why they call them booty shorts. So we were out there, man. You know, they used to put us out there. It's just a funny footnote. That unit, just to describe the unit, that was the only unit in the whole juvenile hall system, unless you were on cart. If you were on cart, that meant you're the only ones that could have 2 cellies, 3 in the cell, usually a cart cell. Those are the ones that used to feed the other youngsters, the other minors. And for you to be on cart, you literally pretty much had to have no enemies, which is rare for somebody like me and many dudes. But not only that, you either had to have no enemies in the unit, an enemy that was a straight ranker that you already hit up, what's up, he bitched out, or you had to be a resident, meaning you're not a gang affiliated, so they're going to put you there first and foremost just for the first picks, because they know they don't have nothing to worry about. Because picture fucking me handing out a food to one of my enemies, probably spit in it, talk shit, which fucking get them up right then and there. So they try to avoid that. So Unity was the only place that you could have a celly. Anywhere else, unless you were on cart, you were single celled. You know, because minor, you know, lawsuit fucking purposes, things like that. They didn't want to get sued if 2 minors got into it with each other, one of them killed them, you know, they're reliable, that type of shit. That's why they didn't have cellies in juvenile hall for the most part. So they minimized their risk by putting the best behaved kids in the cart unit. Unit T, I guess maybe because they could cover their ass by setting up 2 dudes that were there for violence, right? So maybe that's the way they covered their ass. Like, hey, if something happens, hey, this is 2 violent individuals. They can pretty much, they have plausible deniability. They have something to fall back on. Like, hey, these 2 fucking kids are violent anyways. Ain't nobody really gonna fucking kick up too much dust, except their family. And even if they do, they're not gonna, anybody else is not gonna kick up dust over 2 violent individuals that are already violent as shit. So if they got into each other, guess what? We got rid of the fucking society's worst type shit, you know? I mean, that's the logic behind it. So they put me in there, man. Let me get to the meat of the story. They put me in there with a Goofy. He called himself Goofy from Shalimar at the time, Costa Mesa. Shout out to Shalimar. Shout out to the homies that I know from there, man. I ran into a few of them dudes that were solid, including the county. But this dude was right there, man. He was kind of paisa-ish, you know. He was like, I mean, no disrespect. I'm just saying, like, you know, he spoke English, but you know what I'm saying? But then he had a big accent, you know what I'm saying? Era más paisa than anything else. But he was claiming Shalimar. And we were in there, and man, at the time, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, at the time I was younger, you know, I was very aggressive. And to the point where I used to actually, anything that I seen like it was like fucking disgusting or something that I didn't agree with or whatever, I would actually like trip out on that shit. And what I mean by that is this dude, man, anytime they would feed us, they'll bring the food to our cell in the morning. I think in the afternoon we had the option to eat on the table, depending if it was your group stay. They had 4 groups: group 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was in group 2, bottom tier to the left when you first go into the unit. Anytime this dude would eat his breakfast, you know, obviously I'm still waking up, probably a little grouchy, whatever. I'm tired of shit, and all I'm hearing is this. This fool wouldn't even get up from his fucking bed. He was still laying down underneath his fucking blankets. He had his tray on the floor. on the floor, to me, is like, how are you gonna have your fucking food on the floor, bro? Like, get your ass up, you know, and put it on your bunk at least, you know what I'm saying? Or stand up and hold it. You know what I'm saying? I used to roll up my mattress a little bit, put it on the edge of my bed, and that's how I would eat. Or, for the most part, I would just sit down and have it on my lap, and I'll eat that way. But this dude wouldn't even bother to fucking, I guess I could call this a bad Sally experience video, honestly, because that's probably more likely of a title. So he's laying down. You just reach over with the blanket. He's getting crumbs all over his bed, all over his chest and everything. And when he's done with food all over him, he just go right back to sleep. And to me, it's just like, I was like, this motherfucker, bro. You know, I'm like, this was fucking straight dirtbag, right? I mean, not like a dirtbag, meaning politically, but like a dirtbag, like in his hygiene, you know? Wouldn't brush his teeth, wouldn't do none of that shit that I noticed. So it got to the point, man, where I was just tired of him. I was tired of him, and he was facing YA time. So was I, you know? And, you know, I'll talk to him here and there. You know, you're in a fucking cell all day. I mean, you're going to talk to each other sometime, you know what I'm saying? Even though he irritates the shit out of me. He ends up going to court, boom, bam, boom, boom, goes to trial, not a jury trial, but the court trial, whatever. He comes back one day devastated because they gave him 2 years in YA. 2 years in YA. And I was like, damn, bro, that's fucked up. You know, like that is genuine. Like when he told me he got 2 years in YA, I was like, damn. For a youngster, man, at the time I had done a year at a time. You know, that was the longest I had done, a year. A year is a fucking year. That's life changing, right? But for a youngster, we don't got jobs, we don't got nothing like that. You're gangbanging out there, whatever. It's a long stretch, but I mean, we're putting in work towards the neighborhood, things like that. So it just gives us credibility, street cred, all that bullshit, right? So in a way, it's just like, it's just part of the game. But him, he came back 2 years. I was like, damn, bro, Spencer, hey, go up there, do your thing. You know what this dude told me? He stopped gangbanging. Yes, this was a thing, unfortunately. Those of us that were righteously from our neighborhood, you know, even dudes that actually lived in that neighborhood, whatever, the ones that weren't cut out for it will stop banging when they know they're going to go to YA. Scared as shit. Scared as fuck. Motherfuckers like me and all the regulars, motherfuckers know me. I've had dudes on this channel from back then. They already know. Russian dudes in Juvenile Hall. I was doing all that shit. And my homeboys already laced me up. Ain't no different. YA, it's the same shit. Well, when you get there, first dude that trips on you, rush his ass too. You know what I'm saying? Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? All it's going to be little clicks, boom, boom, fighting, boom, boom. YA shit, right? Cool. You know what's sad? I was looking forward to going to YA. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing. I've been fighting since the streets. So this dude stops banging, and that's when I completely lost respect for him. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, hell no, bro, really? I was like, okay, well, you know, that's your choice. Nah, bro, I got a girl, bro. I got my family. You know, I got my girl. Yeah, I got to get out. I'm going to stop banging, bro, you know, because, you know, if you go out there gang banging, you're going to max out at the very least, right? That's just like off the top. And that same day, this motherfucker wakes me up like it's the middle of the night. I didn't have a clock, but I had been asleep for hours at least. So I want to say maybe 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, somewhere in the middle of the night. This dude woke me up singing, Trago este amargo licor que no puedo olvidar y me siento como un cobarde. Crying, bro, like badass song. Shout out to Ramon Ayala. Beautiful song. This motherfucker was singing Trago este amargo licor, literally crying, bro, about his girl. Devastated. Like, I would have sworn he got life. You know, at the time, 2 years was a long ass time, so it's not like back then I was like, oh shit. It's not like you got life, bro. Man up. No, to me, 2 years was a long time. But in hindsight now, I was like, dang, you swear like this motherfucker got life in prison and shit. But he was crying, bro, and I was just like, what the fuck? That's when I snapped. I got up and I told him, I said, what's up, fool? Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut your ass up, homie. You know what I'm saying? Man the fuck up, dog. What's up, dog? Let's get it. That's how tired I was of this dude. That was the final straw. That was the fucking final straw. And I was just like, damn, bro. Like, nah, bro. This man missed me with that shit. Shut up, bro. I'm fighting my case too, nigga. And I'm not going to fucking cry if I get sentenced to YA. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go away for years. That's the only thing that I was like, I was fighting like 6 years. That was the only thing that to me, I was just like, damn, bro. Like, I don't want to do that much time. But going to YA and being scared of going to YA, that wasn't an issue to me. The time was the issue to me. But I knew what I signed up for at the time as a gang member. No prison shit yet. But yeah, man. So yeah, imagine waking up in the middle of the night and this was bawling, crying. This motherfucker didn't even have whiskey or something. At least if it would have been buzz or drinking some shots or whatever, you know, estamos pisteando, drinking together or something, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But not only did he wake me up, had the audacity to wake me up when I was in a good ass sleep. I was having a good ass dream, bro, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember being mad as shit. And you don't ever forget memories where your feelings are heightened, whether it be emotionally sad, mad, happy. You remember. That's how our memories. Any memory that you have is gonna be one of those strong ass feelings, and that's what makes me remember this fucking story. Well, anyways, yeah, man. Here's a cherry on the cherry on top. This is the icing of the cake. You know what I ended up hearing? I ended up running into one of his homeboys years later, in the county. I think it was in the county. You know what I heard? I think probably in the county. Or in prison. It could have been in prison too. I did a lot of time in a lot of dudes. I was like, oh yeah. I was gonna tell him the story. I was like, yeah, your homeboy this and that. He was like, oh yeah, him. Oh yeah, he with the business, bro. He ended up going to YA, huh? Yeah, that fool was a business. That fool got to YA, and you know what I'm saying? Like he was representing, bro, gangbang and all that shit. I was like, what? I felt like I was in a Twilight Zone, bro. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, look, homie, I got something to tell you. And I went on to tell him, bro, motherfuckers like that, I'll pull your covers. I don't give a fuck. All that fucking, this is what I think happened. He got to YA. He's seen only 2 years. Probably went to some bullshit ass little YA, Nellis. Some. I'm not saying Nellis is bullshit. I'm just saying somewhere where he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got there. He realized it wasn't as bad as he thought it was. He started banging again. And I don't know what happened, bro. But when I heard that, I was like, this motherfucker, that's crazy. Nah, bro. I know you stopped gangbanging in Unit T, the second cell to the bottom left, early 1000, bro. Come on, dog. Come on. But, you know, it's crazy, man, because the real ones know what's up. That's why, to me, like, that's why I don't lie about shit. And that's not why I don't lie, but that's especially why I don't lie, because I don't need to lie about shit. I live my life the way that I live, unapologetically. I put in work. I did all the things that I did. You know, all this shit to say, I'm a real one, bro. Anybody that's a real one doesn't have to call himself a real one. If you did real shit, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how dudes later on try to revise history. And it's just crazy to me because no matter what, the truth will always come to light. And with that being said, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. APA, I'm out. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.